ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। श्री वृंदावन धाम की, श्री बरसाना धाम की, श्री नंदगांव धाम की, श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की, श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। हरे कृष्णा। भौतिक दुनिया में हर एक अच्छा कार्यक्रम समाप्त होता है। देयर इज अ बिगिनिंग एंड एंड। लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में बिगिनिंग हो सकता है लेकिन एंड नहीं होता है। तो आपकी यात्रा को मटेरियल बनाना है कि स्पिरिचुअल बनाना है, ये आपके हाथ में है। यू विल मेक इट स्पिरिचुअल और यू विल मेक इट मटेरियल। तो अगर हमारी यात्रा स्पिरिचुअल होती है तो फिर वो शाश्वत हो जाएगी, इटर्नल, चिरंतन हो जाएगी। तो वो कैसे करना है? तो गुरु महाराज हमेशा बताते हैं, राधानाथ स्वामी महाराज, कि अभी आज यात्रा आपकी कैलेंडर में एंड हो रही है, लेकिन एक्चुअल यात्रा आज शुरू हो रही है। कैसे? आज आपका टेस्ट का दिन है। आपने यात्रा में जो भी कुछ देखा, जो भी कुछ सुना, वो कितना आपने हृदय में ग्रहण कर लिया है, उससे आपकी यात्रा आज से शुरू होती है। जब ट्रेन में आप सफर करेंगे, ट्रैवल करेंगे, तो ट्रेन में आपको वास्तव में क्या करना चाहिए? यहां पर बैठकर जो नोट्स बनाया है, अगर बनाया है तो आई डोंट नो वेदर यू हैव मेड और नॉट। हर यात्रा में नोट्स बनाना चाहिए कि हम लोग किधर गए, किस दिन गए, किस समय गए, और क्या देखा, और उसके बारे में क्या सुना, ये लिखना जरूरी है। तो उसका एक लिस्ट बनेगा। आज का एक लिस्ट, कल का एक लिस्ट, परसों का एक लिस्ट, गोवर्धन का एक लिस्ट, ऐसा लिस्ट बनेगा। और ट्रेन में बैठ के पूरी यात्रा दोबारा करनी है, रिवीजन के रूप में, चर्चा करते हुए। तो उससे क्या होगा? आप यात्रा में ही रहेंगे। आप मथुरा से हैदराबाद जा रहे हैं, पूना जा रहे हैं, मुंबई जा रहे हैं, लेकिन आप वृंदावन की यात्रा ही कर रहे हैं। और जिस हद तक, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जिस दिन तक, कितने दिन तक, कितने समय तक आपको याद रहेगा, उतनी अपनी यात्रा सफल रहेगी। हो सकता है आज से आपका माइंड ऑलरेडी अपने घर में पहुंच गया होगा, भी जाना है उधर, साफ सफाई करनी है, फिर वो भाई आएंगे तो उसको फोन करना है, दूध भेजो, सब्जी लाने जाना है। तो बहुत लोगों का माइंड ऑलरेडी अपने घर पहुंच गया होगा। मतलब आप अपने आप ही अपनी यात्रा कल ही समाप्त कर चुके हैं। क्योंकि यात्रा कब होती है? जहां हमारा, जिस जिस जगह पे हमारा हृदय होता है, वही हम होते हैं। तो यहां पर शरीर है, लेकिन मन आपका अगर पहुंच गया है तो यात्रा समाप्त हो गई आपकी। हमें क्या देखना है? ये यात्रा से अगली यात्रा तक हमारा मन यात्रा के स्थानों में घूमता रहे, मन मोर वृंदावन, तो आपकी यात्रा सफल है। नहीं तो वो पिकनिक हो जाएगी। पिकनिक और यात्रा में क्या सब फर्क है? पिकनिक में हम लोग सेंटर में होते हैं, मुझे क्या मिलेगा, मेरा रूम कौन सा अच्छा मिला कि नहीं मिला, बस में कौन सी सीट मुझे मिली, तो साथ में मुझे अच्छा मिला, गर्म मिला, ठंडा मिला कि नहीं मिला। आई एम द सेंटर जब पिकनिक होती है। और यात्रा में भगवान केंद्र स्थान में होते हैं, वैष्णवों की सेवा केंद्र स्थान में होती है। और अगर आपकी इस यात्रा में, इस ट्रिप में, इस सफर में अगर आपने कृष्ण को, वैष्णवों को सेंटर में रखा है, तो आप अपने सफर को यात्रा बना रहे हैं। और अगर आपकी इस सफर में आपने हमेशा खुद का ही सोचा है, अरे क्या ये 6 बजे प्रसाद नहीं मिला, किस से आके बैठे हैं, जा रहे हैं अभी, हमको नहीं चाहिए प्रसाद, या ये सुविधा नहीं मिली, ट्रेन लेट हो गया, बस लेट हो गया, तो लाइट नहीं आया, पानी नहीं आया, तो आप अपने आप ही अपने इस कीमती समय को पिकनिक बना रहे हैं। और पिकनिक का लाभ जो है ना, वो कुछ ही समय रहता है। गुलाब जाम मिला खुशी, नहीं मिला दुख। इसलिए जब तक हमारा जीवन सेल्फ सेंटर्ड है, स्व केंद्रित, तब तक आनंद नहीं मिलता है लाइफ में। अगर आपको सच्चा आनंद चाहिए, और किसको आनंद नहीं चाहिए, सबको आनंद चाहिए लाइफ में, हर एक व्यक्ति को आनंद चाहिए। आनंदमयोभ्यासात्, हमारा स्वभाव है टू सर्च फॉर हैप्पीनेस, उसमें कोई पाप नहीं है। वो दिन बताया था ना लेक्चर में, प्रभु जी ने बताया था शायद, या गिरिराज महाराज ने बताया था। प्रभुपाद को पूछा गया व्हाट इज द गोल ऑफ लाइफ, प्रभुपाद ने बोला टू एंजॉय इज द गोल ऑफ लाइफ। एंजॉय ऑन, ट्रूली ऑन द स्पिरिचुअल प्लेटफॉर्म। हम सब लोग एंजॉयमेंट के लिए मेहनत कर रहे हैं, इतना खर्चा करके इधर भी एंजॉयमेंट के लिए आए हैं, लेकिन एंजॉयमेंट जब कृष्ण को केंद्र स्थान में लेके करते हैं तो वो शाश्वत हो जाती है। और जब कृष्ण को केंद्र स्थान में लेकर एंजॉयमेंट होती है तो हमको ही नहीं, दूसरों को भी एंजॉयमेंट मिलती है। परोपकार जब करते हैं तो खुद को भी आनंद मिलता है, ऐसा नहीं कि खुद को नहीं मिलता है, लेकिन स्वार्थ से गारंटी नहीं खुद को मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन परमात्मा से आपको भी मिलेगा और सबको भी मिलेगा। इसलिए साधु लोग बहुत बुद्धिमान होते हैं, अपना जीवन परमार्थ में समर्पित कर देते हैं, तो क्या होता है, उनको भी बहुत ज्यादा आनंद मिलता है, क्योंकि परमार्थ करने वाले की आनंद की योजना, देखभाल, व्यवस्था भगवान खुद करते हैं। और स्वार्थी आदमी की व्यवस्था खुद करते रहता है वो, लेकिन वो कभी पूरी नहीं होती है। जब आप परमार्थ करते हो तो भगवान आपके आनंद की व्यवस्था करते हैं। इट इज हिज जॉब टू मेक यू हैप्पी बिकॉज यू आर ट्राइंग टू मेक अदर्स हैप्पी। मैं प्रभु जी कुछ बात एकदम साफ बताना चाहूंगा। कल मैंने सुना था कि कुछ लोग सुबह सुबह नाराज हो गए, ब्रेकफास्ट लेट हो गया, इससे चले गए नाराज हो गए। और हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजर बहुत दुखी थे कि प्रभु वी आर वेरी सॉरी, फील वेरी बैड, वी कुड नॉट प्लीज डिवोटीज। तो मैं दोबारा आपको बताना चाहूंगा, आज का दिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सारे इक्वेशंस आज आपको क्लोज करके जाने, लाइक यू नो अकाउंट क्लोजिंग होता है ना, हाँ, 31 दिसंबर और 31 मार्च, सॉरी, you have to close all the accounts, square everything up। ब्रज में रहते हुए क्या सुविधा मिली और क्या नहीं मिली ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। ब्रज में हमने कितनी सेवा की, कितना श्रवण किया, कितना कृष्ण को ग्रहण किया, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है। और कृष्ण को ग्रहण करते समय बहुत डिफिकल्टी होती है। देखो हमारे जो ये ऑर्गेनाइजर्स है, सबको मैं नाम मालूम नहीं, लेकिन मिस्टर काबरा है, मुरली गोपीनाथ प्रभु है, और हरई हिरण्य पंडित प्रभु हैं, और धीरज अग्रवाल है, और आप लोग सब लोग, बहुत सारे लोग हैं। साउंड में कोई है, शिवाजी इधर रिकॉर्डिंग में है, वीडियो ऑडियो में है, कोई गाने वाले में है, कोई बजाने वाले में है, पूरा यात्रा में। ये सब लोग त्याग कर रहे हैं ताकि आप लोगों को आनंद मिले। लेकिन एक बात समझना कि वो लोग हैदराबाद में नहीं है, अपने घर पे होम पिच ग्राउंड पे नहीं है, वो भी परदेश में है, और किसी से ब्रेकफास्ट बनवा ले रहे हैं, किसी से लाइट, किसी साउंड सिस्टम, किसी से ये सब बोरो करके आपको सुविधा देकर आपको प्रसन्न करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। लेकिन वो नियंत्रक नहीं है, दे आर नॉट कंट्रोलर्स। कृष्णा इज द कंट्रोलर। वो अपना कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हम तो उनके लिए कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं। वो लोग ने यात्रा मिस किया, वो लोग ने प्रसाद मिस किया, वो लोग लेट आए, उनको कथा नहीं मिली कभी पूरी सुनने के लिए। जाके सुनेंगे तो ठीक है, वो भी बिजी हो जाएंगे तो नहीं सुनेंगे। तो जिसके लिए आप लोग यहाँ पर आए हैं और आपको वो मिला है, उसमें से कुछ उनको नहीं मिला है। दे हैव नॉट गॉट एनीथिंग, दे आर ओनली वर्किंग फॉर यू। कल मैंने फोन किया तो मुझे लगा कि वो पहुंच गए होंगे गोवर्धन, मुझे बताया कि मैं अभी तक वृंदावन में हूँ, निकल रहा हूं। मतलब सारी व्यवस्था कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर। आज आप बैठे हुए, कल की व्यवस्था ऑलरेडी कर रहे हैं वो। कल किया ना, बताया ना, अनाउंसमेंट किया ना, कल की बस की व्यवस्था, छोड़ने की व्यवस्था, यहाँ से स्टेशन की व्यवस्था। आज आप जो एंजॉय कर रहे हो, तभी वो कल के आपके एंजॉयमेंट की व्यवस्था कर रहे हैं। तो हम लोग को क्रोध नहीं करना चाहिए। यू हैव टू बी थैंकफुल, यू हैव टू बी ग्रेटफुल। धन्यवाद देना चाहिए। उनको कोई पगार नहीं मिल रहा है यात्रा कमेटी की तरफ से। 4 दिन का पगार दे रहे हैं क्या उनको? आप दे रहे पगार उनको? नहीं दे रहे। सेवा कर रहे हैं, अपना छुट्टी निकाल के, अपना इनकम लॉस करके आपके लिए सेवा में लगे हुए हैं। यात्रा में अगर सफलता चाहिए आपको, यात्रा का लाभ क्या है? यात्रा क्यों करते हैं हम लोग? भगवान के चरणों में, उनके धाम में जाकर शरण ग्रहण करने के लिए हम यात्रा करते हैं। नॉट फॉर एंजॉयमेंट इन द मटेरियल सेंस। एंजॉयमेंट विल बी देयर, बट पर्पज इज टू टेक शेल्टर ऑफ द पर्सनालिटी ऑफ धाम। यहाँ की पर्सनालिटी श्री कृष्ण राधा रानी है, जगन्नाथपुरी की जगन्नाथ भगवान है, मायापुर के चैतन्य महाप्रभु है। ऐसे अलग अलग धाम के एक एक डीटी होती है। उनके चरणों में शरणागति लेने के लिए हम लोग आते हैं। और कैसे आते हैं? भक्तों के संग में आते हैं। से सब स्थाने हेरिवामी प्रणयी भक्ति संगे, प्रणयी भक्तों के, प्रेमी भक्तों के संग में, उनके एसोसिएशन में, सत्संग में वो शरण लेना चाहते हैं हम। और जो शरण लेता है सक्सेसफुली, उसका प्रूफ क्या है? ही इज ग्रेटफुल, वो धन्यवाद देता है, थैंकफुल, आई एम थैंकफुल टू यू। सबको धन्यवाद देता है, जो ऑर्गेनाइजर है, भगवान है, हाँ, यहाँ की व्यवस्था है, जो भी कुछ है, थैंक यू वेरी मच। क्या नहीं मिला ये नहीं सोचता है, क्या मिला इस पर धन्यवाद देता है। स्वार्थी व्यक्ति क्या सोचता है? क्या नहीं मिला, अरे वो दिन वो नहीं मिला, आज ये नहीं मिला, परसों वो नहीं मिला। लेकिन जो सही भक्त है वो हमेशा क्या मिला उसके लिए धन्यवाद देता है, उसी को पूरी कृपा प्राप्त होती है। इसलिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु बार बार बताते हैं, प्रणादपि सुनी चेना तरोरिव सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेना कीर्तनीय सदा हरि तत्तेनुकंपम सुषुमिक्षमानो। ये सब क्यों कहा गया है? भगवान की कृपा को कैसे बटोरना है, इसका फॉर्मूला ये। नम्रता से सबकी सेवा करना, जो मिला उसमें धन्यवाद करना, थैंक यू करना, संतुष्ट रहना, तड़पना नहीं किसी चीज के लिए, एक्साइट नहीं होना, और जो भी करेंगे वो हृदय से करना। जैसे कि मैंने कल बताया था ना कि गोवर्धन परिक्रमा ना खुशी से करो, ऐसा रोते रोते मत करो। वे रोते रोते भगवान का आरती कर रहे हैं, कभी आरती खत्म होगी, 7 बार घुमाना है, हाथ दुख रहा है मेरा। तो भगवान को जिसकी आरती कर रहे खुशी मिलेगी क्या? उसको नहीं मिलेगी। उनके खुशी के लिए आरती कर रहे हैं और वे रो रो के तड़प तड़प के कर रहे हैं, कैसे मिलेगा? तो वैसे गोवर्धन परिक्रमा कर रहे हैं, चरणों की सेवा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कब खत्म होगा, कब खत्म होगा, कितने कांटे चुभते हैं, पत्थर चुभते हैं। उत्साह और प्रेम से करेंगे, धन्यवाद की भावना से करेंगे। थैंक यू श्री गिरिराज जी, आप हमको मौका दे रहे हैं। मेरे घर में मैं कल फोन कर रहा था तो मैंने बताया कि बहुत अच्छा एटमॉस्फेयर था, नहीं तो बहुत गर्मी और बहुत पसीना होता है, पूरा ड्रेन हो जाते हैं। सुबह ठंड भी थी अच्छी तरह से शुरू करने के टाइम पे, और ज्यादा कष्ट नहीं हुआ, अभी पैर में दर्द भी नहीं हो रहा है, वास्तव में बता रहा हूं मैं आपको। इसके लिए धन्यवाद देना चाहिए। किसी के पैर में दर्द होता होगा तो भी धन्यवाद देना चाहिए। अरे दर्द हुआ तो क्या हुआ, यात्रा कंप्लीट तो हो गया ना, वर्थ ना, द पेन इज वर्थ। ट्रेन में जाके सो जाना है, क्या करना है? या तो ऐसा ग्रुप बना दो, एक दूसरे के चरण दबा दो ट्रेन में, हो गया इजी। मेक अ ग्रुप ऑफ 4 पीपल एंड यू टर्न बाय टर्न मसाज, सबको वैष्णव सेवा का लाभ मिलेगा। लेकिन परिक्रमा पूरी हो गई ना आपकी, थैंक यू वेरी मच। हरे ऐसे जीवन के हर कष्ट में भगवान का नाम आना चाहिए। एट एवरी सो कॉल्ड मिजरी, पेन, डिफिकल्टी, कष्ट, you should immediately chant the holy name. Life is successful. तो मैं ये बता रहा था आपको कि आपकी 5 दिन की यात्रा सफल करना या असफल करना ये आपके हाथ में है। जिन्होंने ऑर्गेनाइज किया ना, उनकी यात्रा सफल है, क्योंकि उन्होंने केवल निस्वार्थ भावना से परोपकार किया है। आप लोगों को जिन्होंने लाभ लिया है उनको सफल करना है तो आपके हाथ में है। इसलिए नम्रता से आप धन्यवाद रखो मन में, थैंक यू वेरी मच। जा जाके उन ऑर्गेनाइजर लोगों को जाके बता दो, थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच, आपने इतना सब त्याग करके हमारे लिए इतना सुविधा बनाया। हाँ, अब ये लाइट जाती है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ये किसके कंट्रोल में है? गवर्नमेंट के कंट्रोल में है। उनको आप कंप्लेंट दे भी सकते नहीं हो आप बैठ के, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू। मेरी कथा के बीच में लाइट जा रही है तो मुझे गुस्सा आ सकता है, क्या फायदा गुस्सा होके, भगवान की जो इच्छा है वो हो रहा है। बी हैप्पी, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जप हो रहा है, अंधेरे में हो रहा है, लाइट में हो रहा है, व्हाट डिफरेंस इट मेक्स। वृंदावन धाम का यही भाव है कि कदम कदम पर हर एक लता पता जो है वो यहाँ पर भगवान का नाम ले रहे हैं, राधा रानी को पुकार रहे हैं। लता पता, घास का पत्ता, पेड़, व्यक्ति, बंदर, पंछी, सब राधा रानी का नाम पुकार रहे हैं। यही स्थायी भाव है। तो वो सतत भगवान नाम का जप करने का जो आदत है वो आपको अगर मिली, अगर प्राप्त की आपने, तो आप भी ब्रजवासी हो गए परमानेंट। ब्रजवासी का मतलब क्या है? वो निरंतर भगवत ध्यान करते रहता है। यहां पर आपको सीखना आकर यही है, हाउ टू चैंट कंटिन्यूअसली विदाउट इंटरप्शन, विदाउट मोटिवेशन। अहैतुकी अप्रतिहता यह आत्मा सुप्रसिद्धति। आत्मा को अगर सुप्रसिद्धति, शांति प्राप्त करनी, आनंद प्राप्त करना है, तो उसके लिए अहैतुकी और अप्रतिहता, अनइंटरप्टेड, बिना रुकावट के, बिना अवरोध के आपको सतत भगवान के नाम का जप करने की आदत बनानी चाहिए। कोई टाइम फ्री नहीं होना चाहिए। अभी हमको आदत क्या है, हम 2 घंटा जप करने की आदत है हमको, उसके बाद शायद भूल सकते हैं, शायद अगले दिन डायरेक्टली आफ्टर 20 hours you will speak, but 2 hours will go and 2 hours will go in bathroom, so after 20 hours again you will start saying Hare Krishna। हमको प्रैक्टिस करना ये है वृंदावन धाम में आके कि हम 24 घंटा भगवान का नाम जप कर सके। टारगेट बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, नो डाउट, लेकिन इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है। आपकी इच्छा है क्या, पहले वो पूछ लो अपने आप को। नहीं प्रभु जी इतना कैसा हो सकता है, नॉट पॉसिबल है ना, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है, 2 घंटा हो रहा है वो भी अच्छा है, वो भी मुश्किल से हो रहा है, आप 24 घंटे की बात कर रहे हो। प्रभु जी नहीं नहीं हो सकता। शुरू में ही ना बोल दिया तो कभी होगा ही नहीं वो। कम से कम थॉट को एक्सेप्ट किया, हाँ प्रभु जी अच्छा बता रहे हैं आप, सततम कीर्तयन्तो मां, भगवान भी बता रहे हैं अर्जुन को, मैं कोशिश करूंगा 2 घंटे का 3 घंटा करूंगा, 4 घंटा करूंगा, दर्द हुआ तो करूंगा, पेन हुआ तो करूंगा, तकलीफ हुआ तो करूंगा, ट्रेन में सफर कर रहा हूं कुछ काम नहीं है तब करूंगा 64 राउंड, हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हो गया हूं, कितनी तकलीफ वाली बात है, हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हो गया हूं, क्या काम है उधर, कुछ काम ही नहीं है, सारे काम बंद हो गए उधर। तो लोग हॉस्पिटल में जब करते क्या, यही पूछते रहते कब डिस्चार्ज होगा, कब डॉक्टर आएंगे, कब रिपोर्ट आएगा, कब ठीक होगा, यही पूछते रहते हैं उधर। एक ही मंत्र जपते हैं, व्हेन आई विल बी डिस्चार्ज्ड। उसके बदले आपको बोलना है हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। ये सब मुमकिन है, इच्छा होनी चाहिए। तो ज्यादा समय नहीं है, जितना समय मिला है उतने में, आज सोमवार का दिन है, बाकी समय पर हम सोमवार मंगलवार बुधवार याद नहीं रखते हैं, लेकिन ब्रज में ना याद रखना चाहिए। क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पर महादेव जी विराजमान है और उनका दिन सोमवार है। महादेव जी का गौरव हम लोग देवता के रूप में नहीं करते हैं, वी डोंट वर्शिप महादेव एज देवता, हमारी इच्छा पूरी करने वाला, हमारा एप्लीकेशन लेके पूरा करने वाला नहीं। हम महादेव जी को एक वैष्णव, परम वैष्णव ब्रजवासी के रूप में देखते हैं। देखिए, वन सिग्निफिकेंट पॉइंट टू नोट, कृष्णा ऑल्सो एंड ऑल डेमिगॉड्स ऑल्सो, हर एक का डबल रोल है। एक रोल है ऑफिस का, वायु का रोल क्या है, सबको प्राणवायु, 10 वायु जो है, 5 प्रकार के वायु है, वो सबको प्रोवाइड करना है। अपान वायु, उदान वायु, और क्या, प्राणवायु, व्यान, उदान, समान वायु, इससे हमारा शरीर चलता है, उसको प्रोवाइड करना वायु का काम है। लेकिन वायुदेव वृंदावन में भी है, और वृंदावन में क्या करते हैं वायुदेव, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल वर्क ही डज। शीतल, मंद और सुगंधित। शीतल मतलब कूल ब्रीज। कूल कैसा होता है, वो जमुना के ऊपर से बहता है, वो यमुना का बाष्प जो है ठंडा वो ग्रहण कर लेता है। और सुगंधित कैसे हो जाता है? यमुना के अंदर जो कमल खिले हैं उनका जो पोलेंस है सुगंधित, उसको भी ग्रहण कर लेता है और खुद मंद मंद बहता है। ये बहुत बड़ा चिंतन है। शीतल, सुगंधित और मंद मंद। और क्या करता है वो? खुद को सुगंधित करने का प्रयास नहीं कर रहा है, ये सब करके वो भगवान और राधा रानी और गोपियों के ग्वाल बालों के शरीर को स्पर्श करता है ताकि उनको अच्छा लगे। ये उनकी कांस्टेंट सेवा है। तो ये उनका प्राइवेट लाइफ है, साधना लाइफ है। और लोगों को 5 प्रकार के वायु देना, ये उनका ऑफिशियल ड्यूटी है ना? वैसे महादेव जी भी वैसे ही हैं। ये सब लोग भगवान के भक्त हैं। जैसे भक्ति जो है वो आपका प्राइवेट लाइफ है। ऑफिस जाते हो, कोई आईटी ऑफिसर है, कोई मैनेजर है, कोई टेक्नोलॉजी में है, कोई कुछ है, कोई कुछ है, अपना अपना काम कर रहे हैं। उसका ऑफिशियल ड्यूटी है, जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन है उसका, पेपर वर्क है उसके अंदर। लेकिन घर आते हो तो एक माता बनकर रहते हो, एक पिता बनकर रहते हो, एक पुत्र बनकर रहते हो, अपनी वो ड्यूटी में सेवा करते हो, समाज की सेवा करते हो, भगवान की सेवा करते हो, जप करते हो, साधना करते हो। ये आपका निजी जीवन है। दिस इज योर पर्सनल लाइफ। देवताओं का भी एक ऑफिशियल ड्यूटी है और एक पर्सनल लाइफ है। हम सब लोग अभी पर्सनल लाइफ में अपना काम छोड़कर छुट्टी लेकर यहां पर आए हैं। वापस जाएंगे तो वापस ड्यूटी ज्वाइन करेंगे, एज अ मदर, एज ऑफिसर, वॉटेवर। लेकिन हर समय दोनों ड्यूटी चलती रहती है। तो शंकर जी का ड्यूटी क्या है? विध्वंस करना, जब समय आता है तभी। फिर नटराज की ड्यूटी भी है, जब भी कला सिखाते हैं, डांस सिखाते हैं, उनका भी कृपा से बहुत सारे काम होते हैं। वो महादेव है, ब्रह्मा भी उनके पिताजी होने पर भी उनका पूजन करते हैं। लेकिन वो प्राइवेट लाइफ में क्या है उनका? केवल कृष्ण के और राम जी के परम 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 भक्त है वो। श्रीमद् भागवत के लास्ट चैप्टर में लिखा है, वैष्णवानाम यथा शंभु। इनके जैसा कोई मुकाबले का वैष्णव नहीं है। और यहां पर क्या करते हैं वो? धाम की रक्षा करते हैं। ये उनका प्राइवेट ड्यूटी है। ऑफिशियल ड्यूटी अलग है। एज अ देवता, एज अ देवता वो अलग अलग रिस्पॉन्स देते हैं। आप उनको अगर भक्त के रूप में अप्रोच करेंगे तो वो अलग रिस्पॉन्स देंगे आपको, है ना? अगर समझो आप मेरे ऑफिस में सबऑर्डिनेट हो तो मैं क्या करूंगा? आप मुझे खुश करेंगे तो वो प्रमोशन दूंगा, आपका सैलरी बढ़ाऊंगा, और अच्छी जगह पे काम दूंगा। ये ऑफिशियल बेनिफिट है। तो ज्यादा मेरे से प्रेम हो गया तो घर पे बुलाऊंगा, खाना खिलाऊंगा, लड्डू दूंगा, वृंदावन से आऊंगा तो प्रसाद भेज दूंगा आपको। दिस इज माई प्राइवेट पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप। अच्छा क्या है इसमें? पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप। क्योंकि जब कोई व्यक्ति पर्सनल होता है तो उसका ऑफिशियल भी काम अपने आप हो जाता है। अगर आपका भाई कंपनी का डायरेक्टर है तो एज ए एम्प्लॉय ऑल्सो यू आर बेनिफिटेड, एज अ ब्रदर ऑल्सो यू आर बेनिफिटेड। तो शंकर जी यहां पर देखो, शंकर पार्वती ने त्रैमासिक व्रत किया था, 90 डेज का। और बहुत मेटिकुलस व्रत था वो, इतना आसान नहीं था। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सौगंधिका नाम का कमल होता है, सौगंधिका। उसके 1000 पंखुड़ी होती है। वो केवल मानसरोवर में होता है। वही सौगंधिका वो रास्ते में मिला था भीम जी को, और पत्नी ने बोला था कि जाओ उसको लेके आओ मेरे लिए। तो रास्ते में हनुमान जी की मुलाकात हुई थी। वो सौगंधिका जो है, वो सौगंधिका का हर एक नंबर है। आज 10, अगले हफ्ते में 15, उसके बाद में 100, उसके बाद में 200, ऐसे उसका कड़क नियम था। हर हफ्ते में इतने इतने सौगंधिका फूल राधा कृष्ण को अर्पण करने हैं पूजा में। और दोनों ने 3 महीने का व्रत किया था। उसके फलस्वरूप 90 दिन के बाद उनको राधा कृष्ण का दर्शन हुआ, शिव जी और पार्वती को। और भगवान ने उनको वरदान दिया कि आप ब्रज में कहीं भी रहो, आपकी जहां मर्जी है वहां रहो, आपको सब जगह पे एंट्री है। बाकी किसी देवताओं को एंट्री नहीं। यहां पर आपको पता है देवताओं को क्या रूल है? एक तो चप्पल नहीं पहनना है उनको। जितना भी रत्न का चप्पल है, माणिक का चप्पल बना के रखा है, वो सब ब्रज के बाहर उतारना है। और कोई किसी का घोड़ा है, किसी का गरुड़ है, क्या नाम, चूहा है, किसी का बैल है, किसी का क्या वाहन है, वो सब ब्रज के बाहर पार्क करना है। और नंगे पैर चल के आना है, दिन में ही आना है। और कृष्ण से जो काम है वो करना है और निकल जाना है। रैन बसेरा नहीं है, नो नाइट स्टे। तो आप लोग, हम लोग सब देवताओं से भाग्यवान हैं तो आप चप्पल पहन के भी अंदर आए हो और रात को भी रहे हो, ब्रजवास भी कर रहे हो, देवताओं को महाप्रसाद भी नहीं मिलता है, आप महाप्रसाद भी खा रहे हो, ब्रह्मा जी को भी नहीं मिलता है महाप्रसाद, पता है आपको? भगवान भी चीट कर देते हैं उनको, नो महाप्रसाद। तो ये देवताओं का नियम है, इसलिए सब लोग देवताओं को यहाँ पर निवास नहीं है। यहाँ पर शंकर पार्वती को सारे ब्रज में निवास है। सुदर्शन चक्र को चक्र तीर्थ गोवर्धन में निवास है, एक ही जगह पर, बाकी जगह घूमने का नहीं है। गणपति जी को काम्य वन में निवास है, उसकी भी एक लंबी कहानी है। हनुमान जी को सब जगह पर है, और किसको है ब्रज में निवास? बहुत कम लोगों को है। तो ऐसे शंकर जी महाराज क्यों उनका और पार्वती जी को निवास है? उनका भाव ही ऐसा है, इतना भाव है कि पूर्णमासी पार्वती देवी को ब्रज में लीला में प्रवेश है, उनको पूर्णमासी बनकर आती है, वो गोपियों की गुरु बनकर आती है, फिर योग माया बनकर वो कंस के हाथ से उड़ जाती है, उधर भी सेवा कर रही है। संकर्षण को यहां से उठाकर वहां पर गर्भ में स्थापित कर दिया है। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सेवा करते हैं, वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल और टाइमली सेवा करते हैं, परफेक्टली करते हैं। भगवान उसको वरदान देते हैं, तुम मेरी बहन बनकर आओगी, मेरे साथ गर्भ में रहोगी। यशोदा के गर्भ में वो योग माया और कृष्ण साथ में रहे हैं 9 महीने। तो ऐसे आसुरी मुनि रोज ध्यान करते थे, रोज ध्यान में भगवान की लीला का दर्शन करते थे। तो एक दिन उनको ध्यान में दर्शन नहीं हुआ, तो बड़े व्याकुल हो गए, वो सब जगह ढूंढने गए। बहुत सिद्ध महात्मा थे, ब्रह्मा जी के पास गए, बोले भगवान किधर है, पता नहीं। बाकी देवताओं के पास गए, बृहस्पति के पास गए, कोई बता नहीं पाया। फिर शंकर के पास गए, शंकर जी उस समय ना ध्यान में नहीं बैठे, कहीं जाने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं। यू कैन सी ऑब्वियसली ही इज गेटिंग रेडी टू गो। तो बोल रहे महाराज हम मुझे दर्शन नहीं हुआ भगवान का, भगवान किधर है? तो बोलते भगवान अभी वैवस्वत मनु के मनवंतर में 28वें द्वापर में रास लीला करने जा रहे हैं, तो मुझे देखना है, इसलिए मैं जा रहा हूं। तो आसुरी मुनि ने कहा कि मुझे भी चलना है। दोनों निकल के आए, तब भगवान का रास जो है शरद पूर्णिमा का शुरू होने वाला था। तो ये ऐसे आवेग में, ऐसा आवेग मतलब क्या होता ना, इट्स लाइक अर्ज, अर्ज, अनकंट्रोलेबल अर्ज, उसमें वो भाग के जा रहे हैं अंदर रास मंडल में। तो तुरंत सैकड़ों गोपियों वहां पर पैरा दे रही है। गोपियों का पोजीशन जो है ना वो देवताओं से काफी ऊंचा है, वो देवता को भी रोक सकते हैं। बोले कहाँ भाग रहे हैं आप? अंदर जाना है। बोले अंदर केवल एक ही पुरुष को एंट्री है, और वो है कृष्ण भगवान रास बिहारी, बाकी सब हम लोग स्त्रियां हैं। बोले मुझे जाना है अंदर। बोले आपको स्त्री बनना पड़ेगा। मैं हमेशा ही सोचता हूं, अगर मुझे ये मौका दिया जाए स्त्री बनकर प्रवेश करने के लिए, क्या होगा मेरे मन में? मैं बोलूंगा, सोच के बताता हूँ जरा। आई विल थिंक, मेरी पत्नी क्या बोलेगी, मेरी लड़की क्या बोलेगी, मेरे फ्रेंड्स क्या बोलेंगे, और मेरा जो अहम है कि मैं पुरुष हूं उसका क्या होगा, कितने समय के बाद दोबारा पुरुष बनूंगा, कितने प्रश्न मन में आएंगे। आई डोंट नो, मेनी मोर विल कम इफ टाइम इज गिवन। लेकिन शंकर भगवान ने एक क्षण का भी देर नहीं लगाई और ललिता को बताया कि कैसे बनना है बताओ बस खाली, आई डोंट नो, आपका प्रस्ताव मंजूर है। उन्होंने कहा जाओ उधर मान सरोवर में जाके स्नान करके आओ, फिर वहां पर आपको जाके गोपी शरीर प्राप्त होगा। तो उन्होंने आव ना देखा ना ताव, पार्वती क्या सोचेगी, कुछ सोचा नहीं, सीधे छलांग लगाया, जमुना जी को पार किया, और वहां पर मान सरोवर है। मान सरोवर में एक बार राधा रानी रूठ कर बैठी थी, और रूठ कर बैठकर गरम 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 उष्ण उष्ण अश्रु बहाए थे उन्होंने। वो उष्ण मान के अश्रुओं से मान सरोवर बनाए। कितना पावरफुल स्थान होगा वो, इमेजिन। राधा रानी के विवेक का अश्रु है वो। जाके छलांग लगाई और डुबकी लगाई गई, स्नान किया। स्नान करते ही शिव जी का शरीर जो है वो गोपी शरीर बन गया, बहुत सुंदर, तत्क्षण। और वैसे ही भाग के लौट के छलांग मार के रास मंडल के पास आए, बंसीवट के पास। हाँ, तो क्या हो रहा है, जब वो भाग के आए ना, तभी उनको एंट्री मिलना चाहिए ना तुरंत। गोपियों ने कहा, वो पूरा किया उन्होंने, लेकिन गोपियां हंसने लगी उनको देखकर। अभी क्यों हंस रही है? पहले रोका, बोला औरत बनो, फिर औरत बन के आया मैं। अभी क्यों हंस रही है? इसलिए हंस रही है कि सांप तो वैसे रह गए। देखो, इधर सांप है, इधर सांप है, गले में सांप है, सर पे सांप है, सब जगह सांप ही सांप है। तो जब तक आप शंकर हो तब तक सांप आपको अच्छे दिखते हैं, दे लुक नाइस ऑन यू। तो अब औरत बन जाते हो तो आप सोचिए, यू आर ऑल लेडीज, अगर आपके ऊपर सांप लगा दिए तो कैसे लगेंगे आप? तो वो दो तरीके से हंस रही है, एक सांप को देख के हंस रही है और एक अप्रिसिएशन में हंस रही है। देखो कितना लालायित है, कितना उत्सुक व्यक्ति है, कितना डिजायर है उसके अंदर, कितना ग्रीड है, स्पिरिचुअल ग्रीड। ये भी होश नहीं है कि मेरे सांप तो सांप ही रह गए और मैं गोपी बन गया। सांप क्यों नहीं बने गोपी? क्योंकि सांप वहां पर रासलीला देखने के लिए नहीं आए थे। मानसरोवर में शिव जी गोपी क्यों बने? क्योंकि उनको इच्छा थी, इसलिए बने। सांप को भी डुबकी मिली, हमने भी डुबकी लगाई है, हम कभी गोपी नहीं बने, क्योंकि हमारे अंदर शिव जैसी इच्छा नहीं है, स्ट्रॉन्ग डिजायर नहीं है सर्विस करने की। तो फिर वो क्या कहते हैं, अप्रिसिएशन में ललिता विशाखा मिलकर गोपियों ने उनका श्रृंगार किया। अभी गोपी बने हुए शिव जी का, हाँ, गोपेश्वर का, गोपी शिव का उन्होंने श्रृंगार किया और सजा धजा कर उनको हाथ में चामर दिया, एक हाथ से हाथ पकड़ा और हाथ पकड़ के उनको रास मंडल में बीच में लेके गए। रास मंडल में बहुत बड़ी व्यवस्था होती है, इट्स नॉट अ स्मॉल अरेंजमेंट, ह्यूज अरेंजमेंट। सब गोपियां अपने अपने स्थान पे खड़ी रहती है और श्री कृष्ण बीच में विराजमान है, सिंहासन पर बैठे रहते हैं, है ना। क्या वो दिव्या वृंदारण्य कल्प द्रुमादः श्रीमद रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ, दो सिंहासनस्थौ, दो व्यक्ति सिंहासन पर बैठे हुए हैं और सब गोपियां उनकी सेवा कर रही है। वहां तक पहुंचाते उनको, विराज शुरू नहीं हुआ है, अभी प्रिपरेशन हो रहा है। उनके हाथ में चामर दिया और उन्होंने चामर ढुलाए कबे रिबो मुख चंद्र, ऐसे किया, दर्शन किया, ऐसे किया, दर्शन किया, ऐसे दर्शन करते करते, निहारते हुए, अपनी नजरों में ठाकुर जी को स्वीकार करते हुए शंकर जी ने गोपी के रूप में बहुत देर तक सेवा की। राधा कृष्ण प्रसन्न हो गए और फिर उन्हें बोला, अभी आप जाओ, रास मंडल के बाहर बैठो और रास मंडल की रक्षा करो और रास का दर्शन भी करते रहो। तो शिव जी को फिर सखियां लेकर आई बाहर और उनको बिठाया और आज भी वहीं बैठे वो गोपेश्वर महादेव। गोपेश्वर महादेव को वज्रनाभ ने बनाया था, उनका विग्रह। हर शाम को उनको गोपी का श्रृंगार करते हैं, इस भाव से कि वो श्रृंगार करके रास मंडल को सेवा करने में जाएंगे। गोपेश्वर महादेव ब्रज के रक्षक हैं और ब्रज की जब हम प्रार्थना करते हैं तो गोपेश्वर महादेव की प्रार्थना करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि गोपेश्वर महादेव आपको ब्रज का प्रेम दे सकते हैं। ये नहीं कि हमने 16 सोमवार का व्रत किया है, अच्छी बीवी दो, अच्छा पति दो, वो देते, वो अलग काम है उनका, वो इंपॉर्टेंट काम नहीं है। क्योंकि अच्छा पति अच्छी पत्नी मिलने के बाद भी सुख मिलेगा, गारंटी शिव जी दे सकते नहीं ना, वो भी आपके हाथ में है, हु कैन कंट्रोल दैट। लेकिन प्रेम भक्ति देंगे तो आप निश्चित आनंदी होंगे, ये उनको पता है। गणेश जी भी आपको प्रेम भक्ति दे सकते हैं, पार्वती भी दे सकती है, शंकर भी दे सकते हैं, सूर्य नारायण भी दे सकते हैं, लेकिन आप मांगते क्या हो उनसे? सूर्य से आरोग्य मांगते हो, देवी से अच्छा पति मांगते हो, अच्छा पत्नी मांगते हो, गणपति से धन मांगते हो और कुछ बुद्धि मांगते हो, लक्ष्मी से पैसा मांगते हो, तो नहीं मिलेगा फिर आपको आनंद। इसलिए ब्रज की प्रार्थना के लाइन में महादेव, गोपेश्वर महादेव का इंपॉर्टेंट स्थान है। ये महादेव जी मथुरा में विराजमान है भूतेश्वर महादेव के रूप में। वहां पर कंस ने कृष्ण को मारने के लिए भूतेश्वर महादेव का पूजन किया था, लेकिन ऐसी रिक्वेस्ट वो पूरी नहीं करते। क्या हुआ? जिंदगी भर भूतेश्वर का पूजा किया, आखिर क्या हुआ? कृष्ण को मारने के बदले कृष्ण आके उसको मारा। फिर वो चक्रेश्वर महादेव के रूप में गोवर्धन में निवास करते हैं। सनातन गोस्वामी के सामने रहते थे वो। एक बार सनातन गोस्वामी निकलने लगे जाने के लिए, बिकॉज बहुत मच्छर थे वहां पर, इतना मच्छर थे कि वो आपने आप में से कोई लोग मीरा रोड में आए क्या? मीरा रोड में एनीबडी हैज कम टू मीरा रोड? समथिंग लाइक दैट। अरे एक जमाना था मेरा रोड में, रोड पे खड़े होकर ऐसा नहीं कर सकते थे और मुंह में घुसते थे मच्छर। और रोड में कोई फ्रेंड मिला ना डिवोटी, बात नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि पूरा सब जगह मच्छर ही घूम रहे हैं, सब ठप 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 कर रहे हैं। बोले घर पे मिलेंगे, बाद में मिलेंगे। नोबडी इज एबल टू स्टैंड ऑन द रोड, यू हैव टू कीप वॉकिंग एंड रनिंग। आज इतना आतंक नहीं है, वैसे ही कुछ आतंक वहां पर हुआ था। हाँ अभी तो ऑलमोस्ट जीरो ही है थोड़ा थोड़ा। हाँ जगन्नाथ जी का क्षेत्र है वो। तो कहने का तात्पर्य ये है कि जब भी इतना, अभी सनातन गोस्वामी यहाँ पर एंजॉयमेंट के लिए रह रहे ना, परिक्रमा देना है उनको, दिन भर भजन करना है और किताब लिखना है, तो तीनों कार्य में बाधा आ रही थी उनको। तो बोले ठीक है अभी मैं स्थान चेंज करता हूँ, आई चेंज माई लोकेशन एंड गो अवे। तो शंकर जी को अच्छा नहीं लगा। चक्रेश्वर महादेव बोले वैष्णव का संग मिल रहा है, तो बालक बन के, ब्राह्मण बन के शंकर जी उनको मिले। बोले महाराज जी कहाँ जा रहे हो आप? बोले यहाँ पर बेटा बहुत मच्छर हो गए, मैं भी नहीं रह सकता यहाँ पर। बोले महाराज जी एक दिन का समय दीजिए, कुछ करता हूँ, कुछ व्यवस्था करता हूँ। बालक की वाणी इतनी मीठी थी कि गोस्वामी जी को लगा कि ठीक है 2 दिन रुकेंगे। तो शंकर जी क्या क्या पता है आपको? शंकर जी महादेव है ना, समझो आप इस कंपनी के, समझो आप कोई मंत्री हो, देश के मंत्री हो, तो आपको सब पता है वाटर डिपार्टमेंट का इंचार्ज कौन है, इधर का इंचार्ज कौन है, बिजली का इंचार्ज कौन है, ब्रिज का इंचार्ज कौन है, फूड एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का इंचार्ज कौन है, खाद्य निगम किसके हाथ में, सब पता है आपको। और खुद भी बहुत अधिक बड़े अधिकारी है, सबसे बड़े अधिकारी। तो वो ना उस देवता के पास गए जो देवता कीटकों का इंचार्ज है, मच्छरों का नहीं, सारे कीटकों का इंचार्ज है। ही इज इंचार्ज ऑफ ऑल द इंसेक्ट्स योनि को कंट्रोल करते हो। डायरेक्ट उसके पास गए, स्पेसिफिक ट्रीटमेंट। बोले ये जो एरिया है ना हमारा चक्र तीर्थ, अगर कोई मच्छर नहीं आना चाहिए, मच्छर क्या कोई कीटक नहीं आना चाहिए, ऐसा इंस्ट्रक्शन दे दिया। हाँ यस सर थैंक यू। वापस लौट के आए, एक भी मच्छर नहीं उधर, और गोस्वामी जी वहीं रहे, एंड तक उधर रहे। इसका मतलब क्या होता है? अपने अधिकार का उपयोग रोब जमाने के लिए नहीं करना चाहिए, अपने अधिकार का उपयोग सेवा के लिए करना चाहिए। शिव जी ने जाकर रोब नहीं जमाया, हे इधर आ जाओ, क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग, इतना मच्छर दे रहे हो, खत्म करो उसको, मैं बता रहा हूं आपको कल के अंदर खत्म होना चाहिए। दिस इज वन स्टाइल ऑफ गिविंग ऑर्डर। और सेकंड स्टाइल ऑर्डर कैसे है? देखो चक्र तीर्थ में गोस्वामी जी रहते हैं, उनको सेवा करने में तकलीफ होती है, वहां से सब कीटकों को हटा दो आप, मच्छर नहीं होना चाहिए वहां। अधिकार का उपयोग कर रहे हैं, असर्टिव इंस्ट्रक्शन इज देयर, बट नम्रता के साथ दे रहे हैं, सेवा के लिए दे रहे हैं, मेरा अधिकार से जमाने के लिए नहीं दे रहे। तो इसलिए शंकर जी को उनके जीवन के अंत तक संग मिला उनका। फिर आशीश्वर महादेव के रूप में उधर नंदगांव में विराजमान है। आपको मैंने कथा बताई ना, आशा लेकर बैठे, रोए, फिर मैया ने दर्शन दिया उनको। फिर नंदीश्वर महादेव के रूप में ऊपर जाके बैठे, काम्य वन में कामेश्वर महादेव के रूप में बैठे हैं। वहां पर विश्वानु महाराज जाकर पूजा करते थे उनकी, राधा रानी का प्राप्ति के लिए। ब्रजेश्वर महादेव के रूप में वो बरसाने में बैठे हैं। प्राचीन बहुत ये विग्रह हैं, चक्रेश्वर, भूतेश्वर, गोपेश्वर, नंदीश्वर, आशेश्वर, कामेश्वर, ये सभी वज्रनाम ने बनाए हैं। ब्रजेश्वर महादेव बहुत प्राचीन विग्रह है, वो भी वज्रनाम ने बनाया है। उसके पास बैठकर विश्वानु महाराज तप किया करते थे। तो ब्रज का जो रोल है उनका वो बहुत प्रिय है उनको। ही इज लाइक, समझो अभी राधेश्याम प्रभु ने मुझे यहां पर कुछ दिया, समझो कुछ दिया, तो मैं याद रखूंगा कि मुझे वृंदावन में प्रभु जी मिले थे अक्टूबर के महीने में, तो उस यात्रा में मुझे यह दिया उन्होंने। तो वो स्थान बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। इस जगह पर हम कहते हैं ना कि गुरु महाराज ने मुझे गोवर्धन इको विलेज में 28 अक्टूबर को गले लगाया था, एक बार मेरे बेटे को भी गले लगाया था। सो दैट प्लेस बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू, बिकॉज दैट इज वेयर गुरु महाराज मेट यू। पहली कृपा उधर हुई। उस तरह से शिव जी सभी स्थान में बैठे हुए हैं जहां जहां लीला में प्रवेश मिला। और उनके पुत्र गणेश जी, उन्होंने एक देवता के और असुरों के युद्ध में, देवासुर संग्राम में बलि महाराज को परास्त किया था। जब बलि महाराज शक्तिशाली बनकर सब देवताओं को बार बार परास्त कर रहे थे, तब उन्होंने बोला, ब्रह्मा जी ने गणेश जी को आह्वान करो। तो गणेश जी का पूजन किया, आह्वान किया, बोलो प्लीज हमारे साथ युद्ध करो, हमारे साथ में वो युद्ध करो बलि महाराज से। तो गणेश जी भगवान ने ऐसा भयंकर युद्ध किया कि सारे दैत्य बलि के साथ बेहोश हो गए, और जब जग गए तो उठकर बलि भी भाग गए और सब भाग गए। तो फिर विष्णु भगवान प्रकट हो गए, चतुर्भुज विष्णु, जो वहां पर निवास करते हैं, उनका वो स्थान है काम्य वन में। यहाँ पर राधा गोविंद जी का मंदिर है, वहां पर चतुर्भुज विष्णु का सिंहासन का स्थान है। वो विरजा देवी से उनका विवाह हुआ था उधर। तो चतुर्भुज विष्णु प्रकट हो गए, उन्होंने आशीर्वाद दिया, गणेश जी आप यहीं रह सकते हो आराम से। तो गणेश जी वहां पर रहते हैं। एनीवेज, समय भी समाप्त हो रहा है। तो ऐसे ब्रज की लीला अनंत है, ब्रज की लीलाओं को अंत नहीं है। हरि अनंता, हरि कथा अनंता, ब्रज लीला भी अनंता। रूप गोस्वामी कहते हैं 66 बिलियन होली प्लेसेस ऑफ पास टाइम्स आर देयर इन मथुरा मंडल। कितना है? 66 बिलियन, 66 अब्ज, यानी 66,000 मिलियन, एंड 1 बिलियन इज 1 करोड़। 100 crores is 1 billion, 1 billion, 66 into 100, इतने करोड़ लीला स्थली है यहाँ पर। कितनी कहानी बताएंगे बताओ आप? कितनी जानेंगे और कितनी बताएंगे? जितनी जानी है उतनी भी अनलिमिटेड है। तो आइए इस ब्रज को समझें, और ब्रज का एक काम है आपके लिए कल्याण वाला, कि ब्रज आपकी चेतना का विकास करता है। ब्रज एक्सपांड्स योर कॉन्शियसनेस टू एब्सॉर्ब कृष्णा मोर एंड मोर। तो ब्रज को आप अलाउ कीजिए, वृंदावन धाम को आप अलाउ कीजिए कि आपका चेतना को ऐसा विस्तारित करें कि अधिक से अधिक कृष्ण को ग्रहण करें आप, और कृष्णमय बन जाएं। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमो। I offer my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, who is glorified by Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, and the hosts of 33 crore devatas. And he is always remembered by the yogis in their hearts in rapt meditation. And he is also glorified in all the Vedic literature, Puranas, Vedas, Upanishads, and all of them as the summum and bonum, ultimate. To him I offer my humble obeisances. Like that, Suta Goswami in the 12th canto, you will read this verse. So Vishwarup Prabhu very beautifully narrated not only about Lord Shiva and his role, but many other very valuable things for enhancing our consciousness. When Brahma is looking at Braja from the top, he is observing Vrindavan and glorifying the residents of Vrindavan. In Srimad Bhagavatam profusely. Aho atidanyam rajago ramanya stanyamritam pitamati vate muda. He is saying that Aho atidanyam. He says, how fortunate are these ladies of Vrindavan, the Yashoda's friends. He's saying, Vrajagoramanya, Stanya Amritam, Pitam, Ativate Muda. Krishna became their baby. In the Brahma Mohan Leela, Krishna became their own son and drank milk from their breasts. How blessed are these women of Vrindavan. Although Brahma is the first created living being, he has 4 heads. His body is made up of intelligence. He is son of the Supreme Lord. He got the first instruction of the Vedas from the Lord and he is the first Acharya in the entire Guru Parampara. Despite all these qualifications, he considers himself very unfortunate and the Vrajabasi ladies to be more fortunate. Then he is looking at the coward men and saying, Aho bhagyam nanda gopa vrajaukasam janmitram paramanandam purna brahma sanatanam. He is telling, Aho bhagyam. Again he is saying, these men are also very fortunate like Nanda, Sunanda and all the other covered men. Why? He is saying, janmitram paramanandam. They have made such a close, intimate friendship with Lord Krishna. Purna Brahma Sanatanam. Krishna is Purna Brahma, but here he is playing in their courtyard like a small, tender baby, crawling and performing leelas for their pleasure. So how blessed are these men? How blessed are these women? And Shukadeva Goswami admires the covered boys. He is telling about them. When is he saying this? You will read in 12th chapter and 14th chapter of the 10th canto. He is talking about how Krishna is entering the forest of Raj with all the covered boys and he plays many varieties of games. They jump like the frogs. They imitate the cooing of the birds. They imitate the dancing of the peacock. They glide down from the trees. They make jula and they are swinging under the trees. And also they are eating with Krishna in the bank of Yamuna. And then Shukadeva Goswami is saying, Ittam satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena maya shitanam naradarakena sakam vijarhukrata punya punjaha. Again he is saying, what punya have they done in millions of lifetimes that Krishna has become, so close to them like intimate friend. They are playing on an equal level with the Lord. Even jnanis and yogis get to see only the shining tip of the toenail of Krishna. But these boys are playing with him on an equal level, catching Krishna's hands, cracking jokes at him, feeding him, and eating from his hands, embracing him, and playing games with him. How blessed are these covered boys. So he's admiring about each of the residents in Vrindavan. So, somebody may wonder why these residents are considered so blessed and so fortunate. And how did they get to be in association with Krishna? Regarding that, Brahma tells one famous verse, Tavat raga dayastenaha, tavat karagraham graham, tavat mohong grinigado yavat krishnanate janaha. This is a very, very famous verse in the 10th canto. They have become Krishna Jan, they are saying. Yavat Krishnanate Janaha. They have become Krishna's property. They have become Krishna's belonging. Due to which, he is saying, Tavat Ragades Tenaha. Their attachments and aversions to the material world are all evaporated completely. Actually, in this world, you say, going to a marriage is very auspicious. Mangal Karya, like they write like that. And going to a shmashan is inauspicious. Correct, no? One time I got an invitation. One very rich man in Pune, he had passed away. So they asked me, can you come to Shmashan? And we were not ready to go. I said that we have done kirtan in their house. Some devotees went and did. That's good enough. But they said, if you come to Shmashan graveyard, you can give a talk to all the other friends of his. There are about 300 people. And you can also distribute one Gita to them, they said. I immediately agreed to go. And I spoke half an hour and gave one Gita to them. So Smashan became an auspicious place. On the other hand, Radha Gopinath was once telling, he was given an invitation to go to a marriage. He asked them, what for? They said, it will be nice if we give a lecture and little kirtan. So he went and sat on a stage like this, and people are all dressed, dressed. They were wearing dresses, and all going, ha ha, he, hoo. Everybody was making noise, laughing, clapping, joking, men, women. He said, I am sitting, there's no one to look at me. They have made arrangements for seating arrangements. There is nobody coming and sitting. So he said, I sat for a few minutes. I took the mic. I did little kirtan. Even for kirtan, they are not sitting. How will they sit for lecture? He got up and walked out, and there was no one to ask. Where are you? When did you come? When did you go? People are all too busy, he said. So he said, call it Mangal Karyalaya, but they didn't allow me to do a Mangal activity. So, what makes it Mangal for a devotee or Ashubha for a devotee is whether Krishna is present or Krishna is absent. Kurukshetra battle is important for us. Why? Because Krishna is present. We never talk about Battle of Panipat in a World War I, World War II. We don't talk. Because there is no Krishna there. So, for Vijvasis, this is the point. For them, everything revolved around Krishna. Are you putting Krishna in the center of your life? Or are you including Krishna in your sense gratification program? That is the question. Most people think I have 24 ways to get my sense gratification and Krishna is the 25th way. They think like that. But in Krishna consciousness movement, we put Krishna in the center. Krishna is everything for me. Krishna is my mother, Krishna is my father, Krishna is my life and soul. So our heart revolves around Krishna, and that is Vijvasis in Vrindavan. And because of that, he says, Tavat raga deyastenaha, tavat karagraham. See, this is what makes a difference between a pious person and a spiritual person. Pious person means the reference point is oneself. I go to any temple, I can go to Sai Baba temple, I can go to Vaishnavi Devi temple, I can go to Krishna temple, Rama temple, any temple, just fold your palm, close your eyes and try to remember the list what you wanted to ask. Now that is a pious person. But a spiritual person means you want to know who is Krishna's mother, who is Krishna's father, who is Krishna's sweetheart, who are very dear animals of Krishna, which is Krishna's dear abode, what item Krishna likes to eat, when will he accept bhoga, what leaf I should put by which Krishna will accept the bhoga, and what is the way I can please Krishna. So, this is called Tat Sukhi Sukhitvam. We get pleasure by giving pleasure to Krishna. Which means sometimes we may get pain while trying to give pleasure to somebody. You can see that even all of your mothers, how much they have sacrificed to raise you from childhood. And without any expectation. They were putting sweat and toil. And that is one of the reasons why you love her so much. Why you love your mother so much? Because there is so much sacrifice. Right from childhood. And so much patience. So much tolerance. So, in the same manner, she actually tried to give you pleasure while accepting pain for herself. Same thing we should do with Krishna. Give pleasure to him by being willing to accept pain in our life. So, and that austerity is the best austerity, the divine austerity. Accepting pain for the pleasure of Krishna. Jiva Goswami, in the Sandarbhas, gives one example. You may think it appears to be a very mundane example, but it is. He gives this example to illustrate the nature of devotional service. He says that once a fellow left the village and came to a city to do the work of a chowkidar, like watchman. So he was drawing something like 5,000 rupees. He would only keep 1,000 with himself and 4,000 he would send it to the village. And then he was living in a chal. Chal means a house with no door. There is only a, what do you call that? Curtain. Huh? And there's a gutter water flowing, mosquitoes are biting him, dogs are barking. Not a very comfortable place to stay. Huh? And he was eating very simple food. Only once a day he would eat. Other 2 times he would just drink water. But he was smiling very happily, thinking that my wife will wear nice saree, my son will drink milk and go to school. So he was contemplating on their happiness and feeling happiness and smiling here while accepting pain himself. This example Jiva Goswami gives, he says, exactly like this man, you should serve Krishna. He says, you should serve Krishna, think about, contemplate about how will Krishna enjoy this offering of mine. Yeah? So when you keep on thinking like this, and that is what will bring us to the standard of Ujjabasi. In Vrindavan, you will see in the 15th chapter, there is a beautiful pastime description. Sun became very hot one day in Vrindavan. Somebody may wonder why sun should be hot, sun should be cool. Huh? But the sun is hot because sun wants to increase the services of all the residents of Raj. So immediately the wind started blowing, as Prabhuji was telling. And wind was blowing. Yamuna was telling, oh wind, you are going towards Krishna's direction. Can you please take some droplets of water from me? Yeah. He picked up. Then the garden flowers asked, can you take some pollen from us? So he took the pollen and then mixed with the fragrance of the pollen and droplets of water. He went to the Govardhan hill where Krishna was playing with his covered friends. And he surrounded round and round and round he went. Krishna felt a great relief. And all the covered boys also. And the wind felt very happy. And in the meantime, the clouds which were far away, they saw that wind is serving Krishna. What am I doing? I'm a lazy fellow. I'm not doing anything. Let me also render some service. Because sun is pretty hot. It's coming right on Krishna's body. So then he started migrating towards Vrindavan. As they came close, right above Krishna's head, the clouds formed like an umbrella. And they were drizzling. And that drizzling was so pleasant experience for Krishna. So the cloud was very happy because he was able to shelter Krishna and covered boys from the sun. And he was also getting to hear the flute sound of Krishna very nearby. It was very jolly to do that. So in this way, you will see everybody is thinking about how to serve and please Krishna. That's one thing. Second thing, nobody bothers about whether my name will come or not. Jamuna never said, please make sure my name is written. I only gave you water. And the flowers never said, make sure my name is written, that I gave you the fragrance. They think somehow or other Krishna should be pleased. Whether my name comes or not, it's not an important thing. Ultimately, Krishna should be pleased. That is their goal. So they all put aside their false ego and they want to please Krishna ultimately. They are satisfied in seeing Krishna pleased. So this is called as Tatsukhi Sugitvam in Vrindavan. This is actually the consciousness. So why do we come for Yatra? The purpose of Yatra is purification. So how do we get purified? See, the senses can be purified by engaging senses in Krishna service. Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhaktiruchyate, we say. Engaging the senses in Lord's service. For example, I should be engaged in seeing the deity forms of the Lord. Leg should be engaged in going on Govardhan Parikrama. Yeah. I'll take. Thank you. And the hand should be engaged in offering arati to the Lord, isn't it? The ear should be engaged in hearing the katha when we go attentively. Yeah. And the mouth should be engaged in chanting the holy name and eating the prasad and speaking the glories of Krishna. So in this way, senses get purified. And how the mind can be purified? By chanting Manmana, Bhava Mad Bhakta, by chanting the holy name, mind is purified. How the intelligence can be purified? By studying the sacred scriptures and knowing what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is short term, what is long term. Yeah. So, and how can the ego be purified? Here comes the point. How can our ego be purified? By staying with devotees in Yatra and not going away. That's how we get purified. Yeah. So, the ego is purified by coming close to devotees. And I'll tell you how. Prabhupada gives example. When the diamonds are dug in the mountains, they look very blackish. They are very blackish in color. But these diamonds are all put inside a box and they put on the plug and like that sounds come in the beginning. All the diamonds abrade one another. And then after several hours, when you open the box and see, they all are shining. Because all of them got polished very nicely. They are shining like diamond, we say. So Srila Prabhupada said the same example. Prabhupada said that when devotees come in the early stage, they have many sharp ends. They are very neophyte and they are very sharp with each other in dealing, in speaking, very insensitive and offensive and all that. Yeah. Now it is not only to do with only very new devotees. Even as older devotees, we may still be neophyte if we have great expectation for respect from others. And we can still be not purified because we have too much expectations from the management, from the different things like that, isn't it? And also if we are fault-finding in nature, we will be very dissatisfied. We can't be happy. We have too much expectation. So we have a controlling mode, or we have too much expectation, or my opinion was not heard. We have the ego tussle problem. Or if someone insults us, not knowing how senior we are, or if you are frustrated with some prasadam delay, like Prabhu was telling, you can easily remember these 5 situations where our ego is really shaken up. You know what is this? Easy to remember. CEO, IF, remember. If I am a CEO, like that you can remember. Control, trying to control other devotees, having expectation from others. My opinion is the best opinion. And I for insult. If somebody insulted me, how can they insult me not knowing how senior I am? And F for frustrated. Frustrated by the mismanagement or some arrangement didn't work out the way that you expected. These are things which make us, our ego becomes bloated and then it troubles others also. But Yatra is a time when you will find that things will not be in your control, as Prabhu rightly said. Whether it is prasadam or whether it is going around walking, the arrangements, facilities, or some devotee may not know who you are and they may say something, it may be hurting us. Somebody will respect you, somebody will disrespect you. Somebody will honor you, somebody will dishonor you. Sometimes you may get the things done the way you wanted. Like, I go to sometimes accommodation where I go to stay. I go into the bathroom, there is no place to keep the soap. Anywhere. Carefully they made the bathroom with no facility for keeping the soap anywhere. You've seen that? Yeah. And sometimes I switch on the geyser, I find light is on, but it is not heating the water. Water is always cold only. What to do? Yeah. Sometimes you go into the washroom and you want to bolt the door, this is not going inside. You've seen that? And you are afraid you are inside, somebody should not come in. Yeah. He's saying, do kirtan, he's saying. Isn't it? On the other hand, we go to other places, posh and plush. Sometimes we get like that. Both situations will come in our life. Happy and unhappy situations. So Yatra is a time we have to exactly behave like the residents of Vrindavan. We should actually act for pleasing Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. If that is our goal, we will get purified very fast. Hare Krishna, yeah. So, amongst all the purification, which is the most painful purification? Which purification? Body or the senses or the mind or the intelligence or ego. Ego is most painful because Shita Vishna, Sukha Dukkha, Man Apaman. It's increasing degree. Shita Vishna is in bodily level. Sukha Dukkha is in mental level. And Man Apaman is ego level. Very painful. Very painful. But it won't be painful provided we become submissive. Either we should be humble or we'll be humbled by the situation around us. But one good news for you, if you allow yourself to get purified, what is the result of that purification? The result of the purification is increased awareness, increased consciousness. Like you see, I read one article by Howard, who later on became Hayagriva Prabhu. He says, in most religious paths like Jnanis, Yogis and all, there is a Purusha Bhava. Purusha Bhava means they keep a long beard, they keep this stuffed, and they put Rudraksha around it, and they have a stick to keep, and they have Kamandalu. Oh, it looks very masculine. You've seen that? Huh? So they think I'm very powerful, and so many people come and bow down. So it increases one's ahankar oftentimes. Vishwamitra and Vasishta, they always had a tussle, you all know that, isn't it? One time Vasishta called Vishwamitra to his cottage and he reduced the height of the cottage. Only this much door, and Vishwamitra was taller. So he thought at least here he has to bow down and come inside. So Vishwamitra came and thought, how can I go inside? Then he bent his leg and went inside without bending the head down. Yeah? You can see how much ego people have, even after becoming sages also. So therefore, you will see that. So he is saying in that article, but the goal of a Gaudiya Vaishnava is what? He is explaining in that article. He says that the goal of a Gaudiya Vaishnava is to become a Manjari. Manjari means not even a Sakhi. Assistant to Sakhis are the Manjaris, like 5 or 6 years old. Little girls who are like 4 or 5 years old. He says this is the aspiration of a Manjari, highest aspiration. That the devotee feels, I will chant the holy name, I will get purified, I will go back to the spiritual world, I will assist Srimati Radharani's Sakhis. I become a tiny Manjari. Whatever they order me, I will do. Just like our Narottam Thakur singing. He says that Lalita Vishakayadi Yata Sakhi Vrinda Ajnaya Kurivo Seva Charanaravindha Radha Krishna Pranamo Yugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Arnahi more. To attain this position, we have to become humble, we have to become tolerant, we have to be patient. We should not have any expectation of any respect from any living entity. And we should always contemplate on pleasure of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. And we should be like a salt, as he said. We should be invisible but available and with no expectations. Not a very easy thing. And for this, we have to get purified. If we get purified, actually anybody who's practicing spiritual life sincerely, they will see the awareness going like this level, then this level of awareness, this level of awareness. Initially, awareness will come that I am not the body, I am the soul. And then I want to get rid of suffering like that. But then when you go a little higher, you understand that, oh, I am not the only soul. There are so many souls, part and parcels of the Lord. Lord is our Swami. Then when you go a little more higher, you understand, Krishna may be my Swami, but he is not easily approachable, attainable. He is only attainable through Srimati Radharani. Then when you go higher and higher, oh, even Radharani is so great. You can't approach her directly. If any of her Sakhis can admit me in service, I will be so blessed. Either one feels. So in this way, as one's consciousness increases, it becomes finer and finer and thinner. Then when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to cross one toll naka, one watchman there asked him, are you alone? Is anyone with you? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately burst into tears. He said, yes, in this morbid world, I am all alone. Krishna has ditched me. He has left me alone. Like that he said and he cried. And that watchman, he started crying also. Can you imagine instantly? Just by when Mahaprabhu said that, he was in that consciousness. Constantly he was like a destitute. Destitute means Krishna has disappeared from my side. Shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda Virakanam. He was in that consciousness. So when consciousness becomes finer and finer and finer, there is no question of expecting any respect from anybody. There is no question of becoming arrogant in that state. It's a very advanced stage of awareness. And Narada writes in Bhakti Sutra, Amrito bhavati, tushto bhavati, tripto bhavati, anandi bhavati. Like that he writes. This is actually the fruit of your, see, the purpose of performing austerities is to increase our awareness. When that consciousness blossoms from Avrita Chetana, Sankuch Chetana, Mukli Chetana, Vikasit Chetana, Purna Vikasit Chetana, fifth degree of consciousness, Anandamaya stage, when we come, in that stage, how do you feel inside your heart? He says, Amrito Bhavati. You feel, let this consciousness go on forever. Eternity. You feel a joy. And Tripto Bhavati. You are completely satisfied with no hankerings. And Tushto. Actually, Tushto Bhavati means you are nourished in your consciousness. Anandi Bhavati means you become blissful in your consciousness. So, therefore, both Taittiriya Upanishad and Vedanta Sutra talk about this. Vedanta Sutra says Anandamayo Abhyasat. And Taittiriya Upanishad says Raso by Saha Rasamki Evayam Labdva Anandi Bhavati. It says that Supreme Lord is blissfully situated. Krishna is always happy. And that on the hoods of Kaliya, Krishna is happy, smiling. In the Kurukshetra battlefield, it says Prahasanniva Bharata. He is smiling happily. There is no time Krishna is not smiling. Krishna is never in tension at all. And if you connect with that Lord, you also will become Anandi. You will become very happy, he says. So, when we come to Vrindavan, our goal is not happiness. Our goal is service. Our goal is purification. Our goal is to fit ourselves in such a way that we can please the devotees and Guru and Krishna. And when we fulfill this kind of aspect, the result is you get happiness. Happiness is actually the end product. We don't look for it. We look for service. And the result is we get happiness. So, Vishwarup Prabhu I think bell has rung now, I think. Okay. Also, we didn't want to extend it too long today because you all have to go to Mathura station with all the traffic and everything. Our managers, I want to say a few words about the managers. Every day they were getting more than 100 calls. Many of our managers, you can imagine, they have not been able to hear the lectures in the morning time, especially when all of us went out and heard lectures and saw the places. They had practically know that enjoyment was not there for them because they had to take care of needs, arranging the accommodation, arranging prasadam, arranging vehicles, and looking after the administration. They worked very, very hard. And also because it's 1200 devotees, some old Prabhuji or Mataji has some sickness or ailment, they have to arrange for the hospitalization. So constantly they were at the edge of their, seat to serve the devotees. So they deserve a very great appreciation for their dedication. And they told me that 3 months before they started this kind of, preparation for the yatra and everything, all we have to do is just come, attend the program in the pandal and visit the holy places. When prasadam comes on time, take it. And just they are providing us a platform where we can all happily, receive those gifts what they are giving. And in those gifts they are trying to give, if there is some limitation due to some reason, we have to tolerate it rather than get into any blame game. But you have the freedom to give feedback, surely, in a very constructive way. You can say that, Prabhu, instead of doing this, we can try this. See, many times it's easy to give feedback, but when we are in their situation, we will understand it's difficult. Just like in cricket, somebody hit the ball like this and got out or something. People say, why did they hit like that? You should have hit like this or something like that. You are watching TV, you can say that, but when you are there, you can't hit. So, it's very easy to criticize the managers. Why this is not taken care. In our one room, we have a problem, we will criticize the whole yatra. So, this is where our Vishwarup Prabhu's contribution is very great. He taught us in this yatra with what attitude we should approach the dham, with how we should be appreciative and grateful and thankful and maintain the spiritual mood. So, in this way, when the awareness is going to increase more and more, initially I am Krishna Das. Then after that we understand that, I am not just Das, I have to serve also. Then we render service. Then we understand I not only have to serve, I should do loving service. Not only loving service, I should be willing to sacrifice also. I will sacrifice. and I will do selfless service. I will sacrifice, and I will also do voluntary service without even being told. And I will do it in the mood of the residents of Vrindavan. Why they became so, close to Krishna? Because their attitude is the highest attitude in the entire creation. That he told the example of Shiva worshipping gopis. So, gopis are the topmost devotees, and Srimati Radharani is the leader of those gopis. And Vrindavan Dham is epitomized by the love of the gopis for Krishna. And we all are here last almost a week, touching the Vrajraj and visiting the holy places where nice, wonderful pastimes have happened, and having in the association of loving devotees like Vishwarup Prabhu, Sitaram Prabhu, many other devotees. So you can see that, and many seniors have come. There are many seniors like Leelanda Prabhu, there is Madhav Gopinath Prabhu, there is Sudama Gopal Prabhu, there is Gajendra Prabhu, and Bala Govinda Prabhu, there is Vimal Prabhu. Like that, many devotees have come. I might have left out some of the names. There are many others also. And many people have taken out their time and fully devoted for this yatra, many leaders. It's a very great opulence for us to have such senior leaders with us, visiting the holy places and also hearing lectures. So, I heartily thank everybody who contributed in various different services to make this yatra very successful. Although we may not mention each and every name of those devotees, but we are eternally grateful to them, because with the last 1 week, how it passed, we didn't even realize. They gave us a very nice facility, arranging buses to go to different places, sending on time. Even one of the very senior most devotees from our ISKCON Hyderabad community, Prem Kirtan Prabhu, came also. Fully he spent time here. And he has several meetings and demands, asking him, you come immediately, but he is assisting ISKCON Hyderabad in getting some piece of property and everything. So he has been very, very busy. And every day he got a call, but he remained here for the full yatra here. Narasimha Prabhu and all these devotees. So they are, whether it be old age, whether it be sickness, they have tolerated all that and they are here for the yatra. I am very thankful to everybody. From Pune also we have Shamlila Prabhu and very famous family and his good wife. So they have also come. Like that, many devotees have come. Some from Pune, mostly from Hyderabad. Brahmacharis also joined this yatra. Brahmacharis and students. How many students came? 100 students came. So these devotees took very good lead in kirtan and also leading the groups to the different temples. So it was a very wonderful yatra. I liked every bit of it. Actually, I cannot imagine our devotees organizing such a big yatra, because they have done for 200 people. Generally 200, 250 they do. They are not used to this kind of capacity. First time, very good facility. And in case any of you felt something wasn't right or it could be better, I won't say you shouldn't say it. I will request the management team to make a Google sheet where you can go and put your suggestions, and they will collect it, all of it. And in future, when we arrange yatra, they will take that into account. So let us thank our yatra committee with 3 loud Hari Bols. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshushamalitamna Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. So, I'll speak in English or Hindi? English, thank you. So, it was so nice to hear from Vishwarup Prabhu, firstly. I am for first time hearing him personally. So much of realization. I could understand from years of experience and so much of realization he was speaking. Though I have been hearing him so many hears online, Bhagavatam classes and Chopati. So it's a pleasure to be present with him and hear him personally. And what to speak about Radheshyam Prabhu. When he speaks, one feels that it should not end only. It is such a pleasure to hear him. One of the reasons I continue enthusiastically in my services in Hyderabad is I get association of Radheshyam Prabhu. So all of you did Govardhan Parikrama yesterday. How many of you? All of you went? So Govardhan Parikrama is a very, very special experience actually. Those who have gone for the first time. And if you have the Kirtan party, then you can just flow with the Parikrama. We have a policy that always be with the Kirtan party. So it helps you to complete the Parikrama. And once the Parikrama gets over, you are ready for another Parikrama. That is the nectar of the Sankirtan. That's the beauty of Sankirtan. Of course, in Govardhan Leela, I don't know if you heard, yesterday you must have heard various places. Did you were there yesterday? One of the very unique things which I heard, that the rasas which Krishna enjoys in whole Vrindavan, all of them together he enjoyed in Govardhan Leela. You spoke that yesterday? You spoke that yesterday? Yes. All of them he enjoys in Govardhan Leela. There are the gopis, there is Nanda Baba, Mother Yashoda, the elderly gopis and the gopas, the servants of Nanda Bhavan, and the friends and the cows. All of them together 7 days and 7 nights with Krishna. All the 5 rasas, prominent rasas, were exchanged in Vrindavan Dham, in this special Govardhan Leela. And the mood, I remember once we had gone for a marriage in Delhi with Dinabandhu Prabhu and Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj. So they both were speaking. So Dinabandhu Prabhu spoke very beautifully. He was introducing that one day when he was a life membership preacher, he went to a very, very, very devotional businessman's house. And the businessman took Prabhu to his house and he told that his house was written Gopal Bhavan. Gopal Bhavan. So he said that ये तो ठाकुर जी का भवन है और हम पूरा परिवार यहाँ पर रहते हैं. It was a big joint family. And then he went inside, his wife, 4 children were there. He said, ये ठाकुर जी का परिवार है, हम लोग सब यहीं पर रहते हैं. Then his other brother came. He said, ये सब ठाकुर जी के ही परिवार के सदस्य लोग हैं और हम सब भाई भाई जैसे यहाँ पर रहते हैं. And then he introduced the brother's family and the children. And then there were servants. So he introduced Dinabandhu Prabhu to the servants also. He said, ये ठाकुर जी के सेवक हैं और हमारी भी मदद करते हैं, हम लोग सब साथ में यहाँ पर रहते हैं. And then he kept on introducing and finally the temple came where a beautiful deity of Radha Krishna was there. He said, ये ठाकुर जी केवल मेरे हैं, बाकी सब इनका है. बोले ये मेरे हैं, गोपाल ये ठाकुर मेरे हैं. So Dinabandhu Prabhu was explaining that this is the mode of the Vedic culture. This is the mode of people who are Krishna conscious. He said they only want to become Krishnas or they want Krishna to accept them. That's it. Everything else is resolved in this one decision, in this one consciousness. And we spoke so much about the Yatra, the inconvenience in the Yatra, and so much of sacrifice of the leaders in the Yatra. Without sacrifice, it is not possible. We all, when we went in the Brahmachari ashram, I remember, we never knew the struggle of the Grihasthas, how they have to work, they have to maintain their family. We joined, after youth preaching, we joined Brahmachari ashram. We do the morning program, and morning 9 o'clock, we put our plate front. Thak, garam garam sabji, rice, dal will fill. Evening, we put our glass in the front, hot milk will fill. And we just practice Krishna consciousness. But when I become a Grihastha, then I understood, my God, when I was a high school student, I didn't go to university. But my mother used to go and buy tomato pav kilo. It was 7 rupees. 6 rupees. But when I got married in 2008, it was 24 rupees. First time after marriage when I went to purchase. So 24 rupees, my God, isn't it? And you just don't come to know the struggle, the austerity one has to go through. But for all of us, there is one very special personality whose sacrifice and austerity has given us this whole beautiful ISKCON movement, and in which we are becoming devotees with pleasure and pride. Isn't it true? Today in ISKCON, today in India, if you say you are connected to ISKCON, it's a well-known spiritual organization. Every Janmashtami, you will see the Prime Minister of India sends a letter. How many of you seen that? And it is circulated all of you. We were recognized by the Prime Minister. But can we imagine about Srila Prabhupada? Imagine the sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada. I was speaking the other day before yesterday on the disappearance festival. I just spoke at how Srila Prabhupada was living here in Vrindavan, very peaceful in Radha Damodar temple. And there were so many samadhis of acharyas there. Srila Prabhupada had to only chant 64 rounds, take bath every day in Yamuna, and stay here and go back to Godhead. But when Srila Prabhupada went to America, there's a big story how he even got the actual ticket to go to America. But when he was on the way, Srila Prabhupada got 2 heart attacks. And I concluded my talk with this, that an intelligent person like us, if gets 2 heart attack like this on a journey, what we will think? It is, Vrindavan is reminding me that I should come back immediately. Radha Damodar is indicating me that I should immediately go back to Vrindavan. Hey, we never know what will happen. But intelligent people like us would think like that. But Srila Prabhupada, he was not like that. The compassion of an Acharya was like this, that for him, actually, Prabhupada's life is an ideal example of selflessness. Only thinking about the mission of the Guru to deliver the conditioned souls into the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the Sankirtan mission. That is an Acharya. And Srila Prabhupada went. And after Srila Prabhupada went, there was few points which I made of the initial days. Prabhupada, we know Srila Prabhupada was living in the house of Gopal Agarwal and Shaili Agarwal. He was living in their house. While Prabhupada was living there, Shaili Agarwal was an American. She was a Western lady. They would eat meat in their house. Prabhupada would have his vegetables, which they would provide. In the same refrigerator where Shaili Agarwal used to store meat, Prabhupada used to have his vegetables below. And then he would to take that, cook, offer it, and feed the whole family. And then for a month he stayed there. Imagine after 2 heart attacks and going through this, living Radha Damodar's place, right? The quarters in front of Rupa Goswami's Samadhi. Prabhupada goes through this and then he feels that no, I will not be able to spread the mission like this sitting. He moves out of that house. He moves out of that house and goes out. And then he reaches actually New York. And then and he tries to preach. He tries to preach, And there's a lot of struggle. At one point, Srila Prabhupada writes a letter to Shaili Agarwal. That how are you? How is your family doing? She replies with a letter that we all are doing very good and we miss you so much. And all our family members, we all remember the beautiful, tasty food which you would cook and offer us. And Prabhupada was struggling how to spread the movement at that time. You know what Prabhupada replied to her? Prabhupada wrote to her, actually, Shaili, my dear daughter, I'm so happy to receive your letter. I want you to become the most richest lady in America. And for that, I have a plan. Just like you like my cooking, I'm sure all the Americans will like it. And then I was thinking, why not we do a business of starting a restaurant and selling prasadam? I have searched a place, and this much is the deposit and this much is the rent. If you seriously considered to become the richest woman in America, I will proceed with this plan. Prabhupada was looking of anything which comes up, any opportunity which comes up, wherein he can keep Krishna consciousness principles and not compromise the philosophy and preach. So Prabhupada sought prasadam selling. Prasadam selling. And then she actually did not reply. Prabhupada left it. And then Srila Prabhupada was in contact with Singhania. If you have read the letters, Singhanias, they have actually opened many temples in India. So Prabhupada was in conversation with them and he wrote to them, your family of Singhanias have opened so many temples in India. Imagine one temple in America. How this family will become famous. I have already spoken to the External Affairs Ministry on how to get the funds which you will donate to build a temple in America. To get that in America and build a temple. There were few mails actually, and after that they did not show any interest. They did not show any interest. And then, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, he mentions in one of the lectures that when I came to this country, America, I was very frustrated. People are so sinful, and nobody is interested in Krishna consciousness. And when I had no hopes, I just took my kartal and went on the street and chanted, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada showed by his pastimes, even after so much of endeavor, when nothing works, we have to take the shelter of the holy name, the Sankirtan mission. And now, even after after doing Sankirtan, Prabhupada got some new followers. And life was not so easy. It is not like we have now, I came in from here. I don't know, so many people paid obeisances. My breakfast is already ready. So many things are already arranged. It was not like this. When Mukunda Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, the initial, one of the few disciples, he mentions, with a lot of, I heard that in 2000, I think, from him, this pastime of his. He was mentioning that after we came in contact with Swamiji, they would call him Swamiji those days. He said, one day I took Swamiji on a ride. And Swamiji was sitting next to me and I was driving my car. He said then, because we left early in the morning, so we didn't carry any breakfast. So I had one apple. And I was driving, I took that apple and took a bite. And told Swami, would you like to have? Yes. He took a bite and he told Prabhupada, would you like to have? And he said, Prabhupada said no. He said, what inconvenience Srila Prabhupada went through to start this movement. I don't think so any one of us went through that, Someone's eaten plate is given to you. Prabhuji, prasadam thoda khatam ho gaya. Ye plate mein bacha hai, aap kha lo. I don't think so we have that in one. So that was sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada. That was the sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada. He went through so much sacrifice. Not only that, after the whole movement was built, in 2001, in the courtyard of Krishna Balram Mandir, I was just a 12th standard boy. I was walking through. Suddenly I heard one Mataji was crying. So I said, Are, foreigner log to bhakte hai, magar ye foreigner Mataji ro kyun rahi hai? I was wondering. So I sat there in the courtyard to hear why is she crying. So she was explaining that we were so sinful, we did not know how to live, how to eat, how to even dress. Srila Prabhupada had gone to America. After he inaugurated his preaching in America, he once went to India and came back. When he came back, he had a lot of instructions for his men disciples, for his female disciples. Prabhupada himself is a sannyasi, but in his briefcase, he bought few saris for his Mataji disciples. But the problem was they did not know how to wear a sari. They did not know how to wear a sari. And she was crying and expressing that Prabhupada wore a sari on the sannyas dress very briefly and showed how to wear a sari. And she was crying and weeping, explaining that what this Acharya went through. And today we are just, relishing. We are becoming Krishna conscious with pride and feast and whatnot. We should always remember, the sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada. One of my favorite pastimes I would like to share. I always share this in Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja and Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Festival whenever I get opportunity. Because that was a very hitting pastime in my life actually. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was in one of the project, it should be Juhu or Vrindavan. There was a construction project going on and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was a GBC and Prabhupada comes there. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj with emergency wanted to meet Srila Prabhupada. And he expressed and told Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, I am not able to manage these things in India. People are cheating here. I have to whole day worry about construction, cement bags, contractor, big bricks are being stolen. It is too much. I'm not even able to chant my rounds. And even when I'm chanting, I'm actually thinking about all these things. Srila Prabhupada, I quit. I just quit all these things. Srila Prabhupada heard this, kept quiet for a few seconds, and he said, even I quit. Prabhupada said, even I quit. And then Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I was shaken. The Prabhupada will quit, where we will go? For that few seconds I was thinking. And it is said 70 to 20 seconds both were silent. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was thinking, should I fall at the feet or should I cry? What should I do? By that time Prabhupada said, very gravely he said, he was chanting, not murmuring the name, but his hand was on the bead bag. But Prabhupada was very disturbed, like this bead bag was shaking. He said, looked at Tamal Krishna, but our anxiety to serve Krishna will take us back home, back to Godhead. So this is real Krishna consciousness. That we should check what anxiety are we taking. I remember, 3 years ago we had the 44th anniversary of Juhu Temple. When we heard about the Juhu pastime, we had continuous tears. We said that Vrindavan Mayapur had its struggle, but Juhu was a metro city. But Prabhupada was so firm, strong about Juhu. When we heard all the pastimes, we went. I will tell only one thing. The Juhu disciples of Prabhupada were put in a Santa Cruz jail. 12, 13 of them were put in a jail because one security guard killed one thief. So in that jail, the disciple, they had a small cell. So in that small cell, they converted that cell into Manasa temple. Manasa temple means in that temple, in that cell, jail cell, they made an altar which was not visible to everyone, but they would do Aarti. Aarti was not in the hand. Bell was not in the hand, but they would do. And then they would do Bhagavatam class. And after they doing the Deepa, so it would go to everyone. There is nothing in the hand. But all the devotees, they would act as if it is there. And they would have a class there. He said so much so that even the jail, what we call jailer, he would remove his shoes and come into that cell. So when I asked him that we in the current generation, one of my Shiksha Gurus, Atul Krishna Prabhu, he says that most of the current generation has become the victim of our success. What does that mean? In 1 year, you become a guru in ISKCON now. One Bhakti Vriksha, one counseling session, people pay obeisances, Guru Maharaj, Guru Mata is ready, it's like that. But he was telling that it is very important that the current generation keeps up the spirit to spread the Sankirtan mission, taking the anxiety which is required in the current situation. In the current situation. That means coming out of our comfort zone. Slowly Krishna consciousness, It should not become like my family, me, my children's education, my bank balance, mutual funds, saving, everything by Krishna's mercy is taken care, and then I start my devotional service. We should not be in that conditioning. The need is that how individually I can take that risk and anxiety to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Once one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pure devotee of Krishna? So Prabhupada was silent. He didn't say anything. You know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada was silent. And after 3-4 seconds, Prabhupada said, no, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mad about Krishna. He is mad about Krishna. The madness which was exemplified in Vrindavan, that is transcendental, spiritual. There is madness in the material world, out to possess material opulence, name, fame, beauty. That's a different madness, Maya, Mahamaya. But madness of Brajadham is what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to us. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. One last pastime I will say, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in his tour, he went to one village. In there he saw one dhobi washing his clothes. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, oh my God, how he is wasting his life. And Mahaprabhu went to him and sat next to him. He said, please once tell Haribol. So the dhobi got irritated. He said, already sannyasi. That means once I give attention, he will talk to me, then he wants donation. He didn't pay attention to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu again requested, folded hands. Can you please once chant Haribol? He said, he didn't look at him. I said, I am not going to do what you say. Mahaprabhu again said, please just chant once Haribol. He said, I will never say Haribol. And once he said Haribol, Romancha Kampa. His hand and body started shaking. And Jesus could not stop. His tongue could not stop telling Haribol. He said, Haribol, 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 Haribol. He went on telling Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. And Mahaprabhu said, perfect. And then his friends who were there in the place where he was washing clothes, they came and they touched him. He said, what happened to you? As soon as they touched him, they also started telling, Haribol, 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 Haribol. When that happened, his wife came and she saw that 4 or 5 of them are chanting Haribol like some ghost has caught them. Some ghost. Bhoot pakad leta gaon mein, So she didn't go nearby. She called the elder members of the village and she told them, please help my husband and these fellows. Some ghost has caught them. So the villagers went and caught them. And whoever caught each other, everyone started chanting, Haribol, 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 Haribol. And Mahaprabhu saw from far away, went to the next village. So this is the mission. This is how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sankirtan devotees should be. Anyone who comes in contact with us, they understand only one thing. The goal of life is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it is very important that all of us in the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should actually take up Krishna consciousness in the right spirit. Right spirit. Srila Prabhupada was giving some early, before even going to America, he was giving classes in Bharati Vidya Bhavan. And one of his friends, who was a Mayavadi, he was actually trying to give Prabhupada some slot. And he became envious because people were shifting to him. So he stopped Prabhupada's lectures. Prabhupada, see, the ISKCON movement is not there. He's struggling. And he gets an opportunity to preach in Mumbai. And this friend stops it. What could Prabhupada do to continue? He could give some kind words to him, pacify him, and continue. Prabhupada writes a letter to him. And he explains that how you are a Mayavadi, and by your this preaching, even if you preach for 1,000 years, you won't be able to make one devotee of Krishna. Imagine Prabhupada's spirit of not compromising the philosophy. Not compromising even in that situation. When one doesn't compromise the philosophy and tries to practice, once Krishna will reciprocate in such a way, your lifetime will not be sufficient. Let's take example of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada risked leaving Vrindavan and going. And he came back to Vrindavan and left his body with the pride. Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi is the pride of whole Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Because how did he leave his body? With Krishna Balaram, Radheshyam Sundar and Gaur Nitai. There he took Samadhi. And even all of us sitting together, whole ISKCON put together, every single devotee is called as a devotee of ISKCON and Srila Prabhupada. So all these temples belong to Prabhupada. Prabhupada has gone 45 years. Krishna is still giving. Still giving. That's why never compromise with philosophy. Compromising with philosophy and preaching means what, Radheshyam Prabhu, in our early days, used to give this story of Vishakanya. How they are made. Prabhuji? Chanakya Pandit says this. Yeah, so they are given little poison from childhood. Yeah. So Vishakanyas, they were special weapons to be used to kill the enemies. So they would be small girls who would be given little poison from their childhood. So when they grow very big, they become so poisonous, just by one bite and one kiss, they will kill the person. That's how they were trained. In a similar way, we should not try to progress embracing a compromise in our Krishna consciousness. It is as good as a drop of a poison every day. You should take up Krishna consciousness in the very right spirit. One thing which I forgot, I will just conclude with that. I was telling about, Grihastha life and ashram, Matajis, everyone has their important roles. But the Vedic culture, Prabhupada introduced Krishna consciousness on two foundations. What is that? One is the holy name and the Bhagavatam. And second is the Vedic culture. Second was Vedic culture. If Vedic culture was not important, there was no need for Srila Prabhupada to tell everyone to wear dhoti kurta and tell women to wear sari and cover your head. There was no need. This is the foundation of Krishna consciousness. Vedic culture and the holy name. So this is very important that we all should follow. Husband and wife both have their roles and we should know our roles. Just now we saw some Mataji came and gave some money. They are from our Yatra. This is our culture. When I saw that lady, she was so beautiful. More beautiful than a 16 years old girl. Because the culture. She was representing the culture. It is said it is the woman who actually passes the culture to all, from where all the three other ashram comes out. Brahmacharya, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. They all come out from Grastha. But it is a woman, right from the birth, through her milk, she gives the consciousness to the child. And till the child is grown up, sufficient enough the father can talk to him and play. Till then, actually it is a woman who plays a very big role in passing the culture to the child and the community. So it's very important that we keep up this spirit. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. So we are very thankful to His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, Sitaram Prabhu and Vishwarup Prabhu for such a wonderful class. So we will quickly summarize our Yatra. We will conclude it with few appreciations. So especially the Yatra committee members. So we could see very clearly how Deepak Prabhu, without him I don't know how we would have managed our transportation. You all have very clearly seen how he was so wonderfully managing the routes as well as the Yatra darshans. And today we thought there will not be any buses at all. So we thought of telling devotees to take care of your own vehicles. But he has gone in the night, again early in the morning. He has arranged everything for devotees again. So along with Deepak Prabhu, we have Hiranya Pandit Prabhu, the senior man in our Yatra committee group. So wonderfully he has arranged all the pandal you are seeing here. Whatever related to deity worship, he was arranging everything. And with Hiranya Pandit Prabhu, Kiran Chakilam Prabhu is the one who completely, you can see, so wonderfully decorated everything. Thanks to both of them. And then Dheeraj Prabhu, who is like, he is personally CA by profession, chartered accountant. He is handling all the accounts. Along with that, he has a very good relationships in Vrindavan, and because he is from Mathura basically, so a lot of help he has brought. So all the Mathura, Barsana, Govardhan Prasam which we have got, that through contacts of Dheeraj Prabhu. Very thankful to Dheeraj Prabhu. We have his guest Mohan Krishna Prabhu, who is like every day we are taking prasadam. Prabhuji is the one behind that. Prabhuji is working so hard. We can't see him anywhere other than kitchen and then shifting the vessels. That's all. So Prabhuji was sleeping in the night. Again, early morning he is getting up at 2, 3. Sometimes he is not sleeping at all and getting up at 1 o'clock because there is some issue in the kitchen. So planning was going on from so many months. Thanks to Mohan Krishna Prabhu. And then Ram Sundar Prabhu, all of you have seen accommodation. So he was so nicely managing, creating the accommodation confirmation slips. And for so many days working on that, and there are issues handling that. And also serving the prasadam. So thanks to Ram Sundar Prabhu. So we have seen very quickly within 1 minute, I'll read out the names, Prabhuji. So FM, which we are having in Hindi and Telugu, we have manufactured. We did not purchase that one. That is manufactured by our intelligent Ravindra Chari Prabhu. He worked for 2 months in manufacturing these FM sets, and those are ready today for us. And IVS devotees for such wonderful services, and all the satellite centers like Leelanand Prabhu, Balgovind Prabhu, so nicely they have helped us in all the services. And by translation by our brahmacharis, Premnarthan Prabhu, Achyut Gopal Prabhu, Srinivas Prasad Prabhu, Tarun Mohan Prabhu, the translation that you are hearing. And then first day you have received the liquids as a medicine that is being prepared with his own hands by Hiranya Pandit Prabhu for all of us. So first we will quickly. So there are many devotees. This is like summary of the Yatra or the result of Yatra, we can say. Many of them, those who are not chanting 16 rounds, now they are so inspired that they want to chant 16 rounds every day, and they have taken oath. So we would like to give a small gifts from the hands of Radheshyam Prabhu and Sitaram Prabhu to all of them. We'll quickly read out their names. First. So all the accommodations that we have got around this pandal, wherever we are, the main person behind all that is
हरे कृष्णा। एकोमोडेशन हमने जो भी ये सीजी सदन के नजदीक में वॉट एवर एकोमोडेशन वी हैव बुक्ड, सो वी हैव बुक्ड वन आवर हैदराबाद डिवोटी राजेंद्र पिति प्रभु थ्रू हिज कॉन्टैक्ट दिनेश अग्रवाल प्रभु जी. He came Monday night. We felicitated him. All accommodation 350 rooms. It is a great challenge. In one place to get 50-50, we did not make any payment, only very few advance. In advance, just 10,000, 20,000, they have booked 350 rooms. And main person for booking all 350 rooms, Yadav ji. Yadav ji, so he is the Fogla Ashram. Please. So we chant one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for Yadav ji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So now we will quickly call the devotees. They can come forward from this side, receive your gifts, that is chanting bags and a small gift, and you can go down from here. So from Namrata Mataji, girl's voice, there is one girl, Alaikya Mataji. So she would like to chant 16 rounds from today. So Mataji can come forward. Then from Gajendra Prabhu's group, Venkatrao Prabhu, he was chanting 4 rounds. Now he would like to chant 16. Shivaji Prabhu, whomever I am calling, నేను ఎవరినైతే పిలుస్తున్నానో మీరు దయచేసి ఇటువైపు నుంచి రండి. Shivaji Prabhu, Kamala Mataji, Gajendra Prabhu group from Sangareddy. Murli Krishna Prabhu, Tapaswini Mataji. These devotees from Gajendranath Prabhu group, please come on stage, please receive your gifts. Then Ragulalam Prabhu group, Giridhar Yadav Prabhu, Shaji, Shubham, Arun Mishra, Shubham Upadhyay. Yes, yes, please. If they are not there, their leaders can collect those gifts. Varsha Mataji, Sarita Mishra Mataji, Deepika Mataji, Vaishnavi Mataji, Sudhakar Yadav Prabhu, Ambika Mataji, Lata Mataji. From Ramakrishna Reddy Prabhu group, Bhikshapati Prabhu, Vedaratnam Prabhu, Amboju Prakash Prabhu, Master Ajit, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Lakshmi Honuri Mataji. From Vimal Prabhu group, Siddheshwari Mataji, Jyoti Rani Sahu Mataji, Umakant Prabhu, Pratibha Mataji, Rajita Mataji, Vaishnavi Mataji, Anuradha Pradhan Mataji, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, Mahendra Prabhu, Veera Anjaneyulu Prabhu, and their children, Subhranshu Prabhu. Subhranshu Prabhu was not chanting child, now he is chanting one round every day. And from his guys, Leelanand Prabhu group, that is from his BV groups, one devotee, Ramesh Prabhu. So Krishna Swami Prabhu under Leelanand Prabhu, he was taking BV, under him, Ramesh Prabhu. And from Nitin Prabhu group, Anuradha Mataji, Prenkirtan Prabhu group, Vijay Mala Mataji, Shakuntala Mataji, Putli Malik Mataji, Abhishek Pitambar Prabhu, Reena Ghosh, Shobha Ghosh, Poli Ghosh, Sonali Dhaga, Sukhdev Pandit, Pranita Pandit. Balgovind Prabhu, from his grace Balgovind Prabhu group, Jyoti Maheshwari Mataji, Shiva Naga Kumari Mataji. And from Nitin Prabhu group, there is one devotee, Anuradha Mataji. She was earlier chanting 10 rounds, now she is chanting 16 rounds.
Hare Krishna.
And from Murli Gopinath group, Ramakrishna Reddy Prabhu, he was taking tea regularly, unable to stop. Now he stopped tea. Now he is chanting currently 16 rounds. He used to chant 4 rounds previously. Tulsi Krishna Prabhu, he want to minimum chant 8 rounds from today. And then Tanav Rishik is a child. He used to chant 1 round. Now he wants to chant 4 rounds. And Aniket, he used to chant 1 round. He is also a child. Now he wants to everyday chant 4 rounds. And read one Bhagavatam shloka. And then Balchandar Prabhuji, currently he is also trying to chant regularly every day. He has committed for that. Then Arun Naipunya Hari Prabhu. Then from Shribas Prabhu, Purnima Das, Suchitra Niyogi, Tumpanath, Rintunath, Payal Das, Dinabandhu Das. From whose group? From whose group?
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare.
Hemalata Mataji from Namrata Mataji group. Hemalata Mataji. From Shamlila Prabhu group, Arti Mataji, Rajalakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Shivajyoti Mataji and Srilata Mataji. Shivajyoti Mataji and Srilata Mataji from Ramsundar Prabhu group.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Radha Mataji and Aishwarya Mataji from Ramsundar Prabhu Group. Radha Mataji and Aishwarya Mataji.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
So in order to save time, we are just trying to continue our announcements. All the devotees whose names have come, please come in a queue. Then we would like to appreciate Red Cap devotees for such a hectic services they have done. Thank you so much. Route coordinating, bus coordinating, especially from His Grace Leelanand Prabhu Group, Praveen Prabhu, we could see very clearly how wonderful he was doing, and Shamlila Prabhu and many other devotees from Adilabad and His Grace Balgund Prabhu Group and Leelanand Prabhu Group. Lakshmama Mataji, please come and receive your chanting beads. Lakshmama Mataji. And many devotees helped for serving prasadam. We are very thankful, and we are especially thankful to Shivaji Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Prabhu and Manjunath Prabhu for such a wonderful recording of all the videos. You will very soon see it on YouTube. And we thank all the devotees. Please forgive us if we miss any names. And we are very, very thankful to all the devotees for your enthusiastic participation. And we sincerely regret for all the shortcomings, and we have done many mistakes. We forgive, humbly forgive. Please, we are humbly requesting, please forgive us, and we'll definitely try to improve next time. And please give your valuable feedback. You will receive a Google form in the groups. Kindly give your valuable feedback. So definitely we'll try to rectify. Thank you.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Animisha Mataji from Ramsundar Prabhu Group. Animisha Mataji.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna.
There are certain items on the last and found table. Many of them are calling us. Please see if your items are there, especially for chanting bags. Many devotees are calling. There are 2-3 chanting bags. Kindly go through them. In Govardhan, many children forgot their chappal. So you can see the service attitude of Deepak Prabhu. He has brought all that chappal to Pandal. So those chappal are outside. So kindly collect your chappal also. Avantika Mataji from Ramsundar Prabhu Group. Kindly come and please receive your mala. So as we said again, we are going to float a Google form for feedback. Kindly everyone please spend 2-3 minutes and give your valuable feedback. Thank you.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Padma Mataji, please come forward and receive your mala quickly. Padma Mataji. Padma Mataji, please come. So we request Yatra committee members. We request Prankirtan Prabhu. His Grace Prankirtan Prabhu to kindly facilitate. Actually, we are done everything under the guidance of His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu and with the blessings of Sitaram Prabhu. But it is like we should not basically facilitate them because we are doing under them, but still we want to show our gratitude by giving a small gifts to His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu and Sitaram Prabhu. We request His Grace Prankirtan Prabhu to kindly gift that to Radheshyam Prabhu and Sitaram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
We request Narsimha Stuti Prabhu to kindly come on stage. Narsimha Stuti Prabhu.
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
So we request Prankirtan Prabhu to gift to Sitaram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare